Good morning, everyone. This is Johnny Girardi, founder and CEO of DataSelf. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Tuesday. We're going to have an informative and exciting session about analytics and BI for SalesLogix, half-an-hour session. Before we jump into the presentation, I want to give you a quick overview of why I founded this business and what the vision of the company is. So I'm an electrical engineer as my background, and in my early career, I was a programmer for many years. Eventually, I fell in love with the business area. I had my MBA, and I became a business person. And for me, reporting data analysis was never really an issue because I'm a programmer. I can take tools, I can go to databases and just do it. I was comfortable. But my peers, business people peers, that would not be the same thing. They would have difficulties. They would have to call a consultant, an IT, or call me to help them with their own reporting needs. So I joined the BI industry back in the year 2000, 14 years ago, because I thought, that I could help. I was intrigued by how we could help business people get better data out of it. And in 2005, I decided to start DataSelf BI. And the vision of the company was there are great tools out there, and my focus was mid-sized companies. So there are great tools out there, but usually they come from the upper market, and they're usually too expensive for mid-sized companies and too complicated to install and set up and even get trained. So my vision was, well, I think I can actually find tools in the upper market that are a good fit for the mid-market, price-wise, functionality-wise. I want to make them better. I want to make them simple. So the vision was simplify and amplify top-notch technology from the upper market for mid-sized companies. So that was the vision of the company, back in 2005. We came a long way. In what you're going to be seeing here today is the latest and greatest, and I hope you enjoy the session. Just before we get started, all lines are muted, and if you have questions throughout the session or at the end, please use the GoToMeeting panel, the chatting box, ask questions, and then we're going to be addressing them at the end of the presentation. Let's do it. So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about why analytics and why us, and then a quick demo about the product, and then we're going to open a Q&A session. So why people look for analytics when looking at SalesLogix? Well, one of the most important needs is just doing a better management of the opportunity in your pipeline, looking what's open, what's been closing, who's closing, what's the ratio between closing and opening, is it taking longer or not? So having a good grasp of analyzing your opportunities is a big topic, and analytics can provide big value for that. Also campaign management, if you're calling people, meeting people, you want to see how effective they are. Analytics can provide many ways to slice and dice your data, to have better insights of what campaigns, what part of the campaigns are working well, and where you can improve. Tickets management, if you do tech support through your SalesLogix, area that can be, very important, and you have to be on top of, where the problems are, how long it's taking to fix them, who's being more effective fixing them, what kind of recurring problems you're having, maybe that you have to change your procedures. Many things can happen in the ticket area that analytics can help you analyze. So people come to us often when they also try to improve their ticket management. SalesLogix a lot of the times is associated with sales team. In having a good understanding of sales profitability, to whom are you selling to? Is it growing or declining? Salespeople effectiveness, profitability. Often when we combine is because we're bringing profitability or cost of sales from the ERP package. but we can combine the data, and then you can have a pretty good understanding and insights into your sales and profitability. Sales commission. If you are doing sales commission today and you may be spending too much time to, at the end of the month or the period to come up with the commissions, sometimes a time-consuming job using Excel, error-prone process. Analytics can actually pretty much automate the whole process, most of the time 100%. And then any time of the month, you can see where things are, how you're going towards your goal. So it removes the the labor-intensive part of the equation and also the error-prone. It's pretty much all done automatically by the analytics component. Finally, as I mentioned, sometimes when you're analyzing your SalesLogix data, you may want to combine data with other packages. The most common way is looking with your ERP package and combine with your SalesLogix, so you can see, let's say, profitability, cost of sales, and bring invoice number, you name it. So combining data from ERP, Excel files, and other places is really important, and sometimes in analytics can provide a lot of value in that regard. So this is a very quick slide, but it's very important because it goes back to the vision of the company when they founded. So this is Gartner Magic Quadrant. Gartner is one of the most reputable companies doing assessment of technology in the upper market. And every year in February, they release a study of BI and analytics platforms and how they're doing in the upper market. So here, if you look on the x-axis, being more to the right is usually good for Fortune 2000 companies, so not so important for mid-sized companies. But more to the on the y-axis, more to the up here, the better the company is executing whatever their vision is or their products are. So these two vendors that I highlighted, Tableau and Microsoft, right now they're considered, the best providers, the leaders. Tableau is considered the king of the hill when it comes to dashboarding capabilities, ease of use, very focused on business users. And Microsoft is considered the leader for BI infrastructure. So what about them? What about us? Well, it goes back to my vision. When I started the business, I thought that I could find in the upper market top of the best of breed technology, make it simpler, make it better. So what we have here today with DataSelf Analytics is I take the best provider of dashboarding capabilities, which is Tableau. I take the best provider of BI infrastructure available pretty much, and then I add my own technology that eliminates programming from this platform, so it's easier, simplified. And then we add more than 2,000 reports and dashboards out of the box, so we make it better, we amplify it. So that's what we do. We go out, we find the best providers, we simplify it, we amplify it. We have been working with SQL Server for forever, since we started the business. In Tableau, we have incorporated it for about 2.5 years now. So it's an outstanding platform. We're really excited, really happy. Our clients also. So next slide about us. So in a nutshell, why us again? Top-notch technology, simplified because of the ETL or extraction, transformation, loading technology, and amplified by the out-of-the-box solution. Can you do it yourself, these things? Absolutely. However, what you get from us, first of all, is the best of the breed technology. It's very easy to use for business people, anytime, anywhere. They can see their dashboards, they can slice and dice, drill down on their, desktop, web, and mobile devices. For IT also is easy because we use very well documented, very solid platform. So easy for IT, easy for business people. It's fast to deploy. Usually takes hours or days to deploy in comparison to the competition. If you try to build the same thing, it's going to take usually months or years. So speed of deployment is a big value we provide. Expertise. The core team of DataSelf, we've been working with mid-market companies CRMs like SalesLogix and Sales CRM and others for 14 years. So we know the CRM system, we know the BI package, we know how to interconnect them, and we know how to work with mid-sized companies like yourselves to make this package really helpful and valuable from the get-going. So expertise you also get when you acquire DataSelf Analytics. And finally, low cost. I mean, if you build a solution from scratch, it's probably going to take, months to years. Most likely it's going to cost you into the 6 figures. And our cost is a lot lower. It's a fraction of that cost. So that's our value in a nutshell. And because we use best-of-breed components, we compare our technology like a Ferrari. So among the mid-market BI vendors, our solution is like a Ferrari. The other guys, they're like the Beamers, the Mercedes, the Porsches. Good solutions, good pricing, but they're not the faster. They're not the nicer one. But ours does not cost a Ferrari. It's more like a Toyota, costs even less. So let's go for a test drive. We're going to break this presentation in 3 modules. I'm going to talk a little bit about the secure access to the framework. Then I'm going to show some sample KPIs out of the 2000 reports pre-configured. And then we're going to do an ad hoc analysis. So let's have a seat at your passenger's seat. Buckle up and let's have some fun here. All right. So now I'm switching to the actual portal. Most business users will access their reports and dashboards through a web portal using a desktop, web, or mobile device, such as a tablet or a smartphone. It's a highly secure portal. It can be behind your firewall, or it can be, let's say, in the cloud. Anyway, when you log into the portal, you're going to only have access to your own dashboards, to your team's dashboard. So if you are a salesperson, for instance, you would see the sales team dashboard. If you are a person from the tech support team, you would only see the tech support team dashboards. So it's user sensitive to your user credentials. Now, when I open one of these dashboards, let's say I'm going to open, my top customer by sales dashboard, then I can have another layer of security kicking in. If I'm the rep for California and I open this dashboard, which is the same for the whole team, it would only show me, let's say, the top customers in California, while the rep in Florida opens the same dashboard and views the top customers in Florida, while the big boss opens the same dashboard and views the top customers across all territories. So security can be set up in a way that is user sensitive. Same dashboard, many different people, and they see their own information. So that's how security works. It's pretty straightforward and pretty secure. Now, let me talk a little bit about the reports that comes pre-configured out of the box. And as I mentioned, we have more than 2,000 if you have our complete solution. When we build those dashboards and reports, we make them insightful. We try to make them simple and insightful. In this example, actually, it's an example that combines actual sales from SalesLogix along with a gross profit that if you do not have in SalesLogix would be coming from, let's say, your ERP package. The point is here, we have here my top accounts, my top customers, and they have each one a bar. The bigger the bar, the bigger the actual sales. And then the color of the bar relates to this color theme here, so not so profitable to very profitable. So just by looking at these bars and colors, I can tell that some of my top customers are fairly unprofitable. And maybe I need to work more closely with that opportunity or those accounts to increase profitability. Profitability is also shown on this axis using the black dots. So it's a simple insight. Typically, business people, salespeople, you name it, they look at this. Once they view this kind of information the first time, next time they'll be very effective capturing the meaning of this dashboard. Insightful. They can move on to doing their stuff, not spending time trying to figure out how things are going. And we have a ton of reports showing what we call top performers, top actual sales, potential sales, ratios, quantities, and you name it. Now, sometimes an even more intriguing type of report is looking at the tip of the growth curve of your major key performance indicators. And this is a very simple example. So I'm looking at the top customers by sales change since last year to date. So bigger bars, bigger sales increase. Bigger bars going down is bigger sales decrease. So what happens here, most likely the top growth, they're happy customers. Salespeople are working closely with them. No problems perhaps. So for this dashboard, maybe that's not so insightful. But how about the customers declining the most in sales? If you do have recurring customers, you better pay attention to the ones who are declining the most, because maybe they're not happy. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe the competition is taking them away. So keeping track of the tip of the growth curve of any of your key performance indicators is critical. And we have lots of reports looking at those perspectives to help you focus on what matters the most. Let me show some other examples, and then we're going to go into some ad hoc analysis here. Opportunity by geography. So here we have a map showing bubbles, bigger potential sales, and then they are sliced by the certainty, close probability of your opportunities. You also have here your account managers, also showing a color schema among comparing to the potential sales, and also you have the actual accounts in this whole dashboard. And this whole thing is very informative. If you select an area, it would automatically highlight and show which account managers are working and what opportunities are being covered in that particular segment. Anyway, I'm going to show only one more example of a pre-configured report, and then I'm going to start doing some extensive ad hoc analysis here. So this is another way, looking, let's say, at actual sales. So actual sales, I see, bubbles, sales by state on a map, and again, bigger bubbles, bigger sales. And in this case, I'm slicing the bubbles by the size of the deals. So large deals, in this case, over $10,000 are in blue, medium, and small. I can quickly change and see if things are changing over time. Are the bubbles growing over the years? Are the slices, let's say the blue slice is growing because I want to make bigger deals? So very insightful. I could use this to slice by year, by quarter, by month, fiscal period, you name it. And I also have here the account managers. I have sales looking, you look in the bars, and also have the color schema for the profitability, and then what products have been shipped. Now, if I'm the big boss and I have access to this whole dashboard, it's beautiful, maybe on my iPad, and if I'm meeting with the West Coast team, and I only see West Coast information, I could use my fingers on the iPad and select those 3 states. And when I do that, the whole dashboard changes. Right now it's showing salespeople selling to those 3 states and what products have been shipped. Maybe I only want to further drill down. Let's say I want to select only my top salesperson or account manager. When I do that, I change it again. So now the legend has changed, and it's showing what Sam is selling in those 3 states and what products among the top ones he's been shipping. So very dynamic. Business people with little training, sometimes no training, they can take these dashboards on their, again, web and mobile devices and make these changes with little or no training. They can also come here, let's say, they're looking at a dashboard and assume that they want to take this data here and download it to, let's say, an Excel. Well, they can come here, click the View Data button, and then they can see the underlying data. They can got all columns, and this would have, if you're looking at the opportunity, would have opportunity ID and dates. If you're looking at invoice, would have invoice number and everything. Then you can download. That goes into Excel, even if you have all the records, and you have into Excel, and now you can further, analyze the data if you want to using Excel. So easy ways to access the data, easy ways to get and slice and dice it. Now, if I'm a power user and I want to have full capabilities to slice and dice on the fly, even on my mobile devices, then I would have the edit button. The edit button is only for power users. However, we have many business people, such as the company owner, the CEO, CFOs, VP of sales, that are power users, and they're doing what I'm going to show next, which is extensively changing a query from scratch. But before I show it to you, let me tell a story here. The engine behind this tool, this user interface, was designed by Stanford University professors. These professors, they studied how business people look at business data and have insights from it. And this process, it's a journey. It's a process. They have an idea of what they want to view, but until they start seeing something, they just don't know. And that's why when they ask for a report to another person, like a consultant, build them a report like this, the person comes back, and the guy, well, good job, but can you please change it here, put a filter there, summarize there, then goes again, comes back with the revised report. Oh, can you put a chart, change the color? It's a process. It is what it is. It takes, it's a journey. So the business person has to interact with the data until they have the right insight. So these Stanford University professors, they studied this process, and they created this software engine that automates part of the process and helps decision makers walk through the journey with no assistance from IT. So they can do it. So let's see how it works. So when I click the edit button, I got into this page here, and now I have one tab for each quadrant of my dashboard. And then assume I would like to take this dashboard here and I want to just see numbers. Assume I'm an accountant and I like seeing numbers by the penny. Well, I click the Show Me button, and I can select what kind of graphical representation I'm going to choose. In this case, I'm going to choose just grid. I want to see numbers by the penny. There they are. Very cool. Okay. But hey, I would like to slice this sales by, let's say, another component, product family, you name it. You just go to the list of reporting parameters. You find what you want to have. And this is a sample database, so it's generic, not necessarily to SalesLogix. But you go here, let's say you find product line, which could be the product family, let's say, from SalesLogix. And you can drag and drop into the report very easily with your fingers on the iPad. Drag and drop. There it is, by salesperson, by product line in this case, sales and gross profit. Easy. What if I want to break down by account, customer, same idea. Go there, just drag and drop, maybe at the beginning, between the two, or at the end. I'm going to put between the two. So by salesperson, by customer, by product line. Maybe you want to break the actual dates. Just drag and drop, and there it is. You have the dates. So it's a very easy to use tool. It's designed for business people. More on average, based on our track record, more than 70% of the reporting needs of the average business user, they can do it. So you offload those from IT, and the business people, the decision makers, can do it on the fly. So that's pretty much our ride in our Ferrari. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let's go back to our PowerPoint and move on here. So let's open the Q&A session. We have about 4 minutes to go. If you have questions, please, I hope you have used the GoToMeeting panel. If you haven't done so yet, just go there and type in your question, and we'll answer them. So let me see here if you have any questions. Yep, we have a question here. Question from Carl. Thank you, Carl. Can your solution combine data with Sage 500? Carl, thank you for your question. Absolutely. Actually, let me just change here my PowerPoint. You talk about data integration. It's a pretty popular question. Oops, I don't have it here, so let me go to my website to answer your question. So this is our website, DataSelf.com. First of all, if you go to DataSelf.com and go to the analytics by product, these are all the products that we connect to. So we do have connect to Sage 500 with lots of reports ready to go. And we can, we have combined templates, Sage 500 and SalesLogix, absolutely. So we do have and would love to talk with you about it. If you come and click, let's say, the SalesLogix product here, later today or tomorrow, this particular link is going to show a recording of this session. So if you want to review what we covered, you can come back here or forward to other people to take a look. So wait for our email telling that the recording has been uploaded. But we also have several other pieces of information that may be helpful, such as brochure, sample KPIs, and so forth. Also, I want to show you the software architecture. So what we do is we bring data from SalesLogix into what is called an ultralight data warehouse, which is a SQL Server database. And we do this process using our ETL, so it's pretty much code-free most of the time. We can bring from ERP, CRM, out of the box. We have a lot of things covered. We make this data really easy and fast for reporting. We plug the in-memory analytics component, which can be on-premises or in the cloud. And at the end of the day, business users can access information through web, desktop, and mobile devices. Carl, good question. Thank you. Let's see if we have more questions. We have a few more questions here. One of the questions is, okay. There's one question here, is how do I get trained on this product? June, thanks for your question. How do I get trained from this product? Training, there are mainly three ways to go. We usually have web-based live training one-on-one for your team to get the ball rolling. And then quite often people get going using our learning. We have plenty of training videos. There are actually dozens and dozens of training videos available. This is a subsection of the whole set. So many people, they actually learn how to use the product just self-serve, anytime they pop the videos and they watched it. But we provide also web-based instructor-led training to get the ball rolling more quickly. And finally, there's documentation. So pretty much those three ways are the ways to learn the product. June, thanks for your question. We have more questions. I'm going to address one more question, and then we're going to wrap it. Question from Brian. Thank you, Brian, for the question. Pricing and partner information. So, Brian, we will circle back to you to give you pricing information and talk about partner program. Overall, what I can tell is if you are familiar with SalesLogix, even if have considered advanced analytics, our pricing, it's in the ballpark figure. We provide more functionality, so it's pricier than advanced analytics. Not much, but it's pricier. But there's a lot more value, so usually pricing is not really a big deal as long as we provide the ROI. So, Brian, we'll circle back with you, and then we'll talk in more detail. Well, folks, I much appreciated your time today. I know time is precious. It's 9:30. Here's my contact information, my cell phone, my email, and my Twitter account. If you could, follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn. We're always getting out with some news. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and I look forward to reconnect with you in the near future. Thank you very much. Have a good one.